Welcome back. It's July the 7th, 2020, and this is Quarantine Yoga for the day. I'm again in the training room. I noticed when I came in, there's these sort of sayings on a whiteboard back there. There's one that I think must have gotten lost in translation because I don't quite understand it. It says, when you look really closely, all mirrors look like eyeballs. I don't know. If anybody can figure that out, please let me know. I'll repeat. When you look really closely, all mirrors look like eyeballs. Anybody know if that's maybe a French language saying that was directly translated, or maybe that's maybe somebody's heard about that before? I certainly don't know what it means. Start rolling your shoulders. Reverse the direction. Bring your arms up to sort of T or cactus arms, and now tip them forward so they're parallel with the floor, and then back up. Squeeze them back a little bit, and up and down, just to get some shoulder rotation in. Come down, squeeze. When you come up, squeeze. Wrap the right arm over the left, double wrap if you can. If you can't, just bring the backs of your hands together. Soften your knees so you can bring the bowl of your pelvis to neutral, tucking the front up a little bit, and then push your arms up. Release. We'll be doing more of that. So this is just sort of an opening warm-up for that arm stretch. Left arm over right. Soften your knees if you've forgotten, and push your hands up into the air. And release. I'm going to come right into a warrior series. So we're going to have a relatively long hold for the legs, just to get some strength exercise in for the legs. We're going to do various things with our arms to get some more stretches for our shoulders. Leave your left foot forward, bring your right foot back, turn it out slightly, square your hips with the front of the mat. Now just bring your legs to a nice standard warrior one posture. And then take your hands, interlace them behind the back of your head. Pull your shoulders so your elbows back and look gently up. Inhale into your collarbones. Stretch the front of your body gently. Bring your arms back to cactus arms and squeeze your back. Try not to stick your head forward to compensate. Just squeeze your elbows back. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Pull them down. Open up the front of your collarbones. Lift your chin gently. Look up. And now left arm over right. Do that double twist if you can. If not, again, back of the hands together. Reach up. And then keep reaching up as you lean forward out over the left leg. And hang out there. So your belly is just touching the end of your thigh, but you're using your body, your core strength to hold yourself here. Keep reaching your hands forward. Inhale, come back up. Release. Shake it out. Step back to the front with your right foot and step back with your left. We'll repeat this on this side. So sit up your legs. So you're in a comfortable warrior stance. Interlace your hands behind your head and look up gently, pushing back with your head on your hands, but pulling your elbows back using your back muscles. And release your hands into cactus pose. Keep your head nice and loose. Your neck is neutral. Pull your elbows back. Don't change where your head is. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Pull down, look up. Release, bring your right arm over your left. Double wrap if possible. Push your hands up into the air. And then lean forward. Just bring your entire torso out over your leg. Keep pushing your hands up away from the tip of your head. Inhale to come up. And release. Step to the front of the mat. Shake it out. Do a dynamic stretch for the hamstrings, exercise for the thighs, and exercise for the knees, stretch for the toes. I'm trying to do a lot. So I'll just demonstrate once. So I'm going to crouch down to the ground, bending my knees, fingertips on the floor. Then my fingertips remain on the floor as I straighten my legs as much as I can. And then I just squat back down again. So I'm just going up and down, taking my time. We're going to aim to do that about a half a minute to a minute long. Good exercise for the thighs, good stretch for the hamstrings. So start down low, you're on your toes, fingers on the floor. Inhale, stand up. Exhale down. And then do this at whatever pace gives you a bit of a challenge. And you'll notice is that the more you warm up, the straighter you can get your legs. Feel free to put your hands on a chair, on a low block, or on something if the floor is too far away or it's too uncomfortable for you to do this exercise with your fingers on the floor. You can always bring the floor closer. A couple more times. Hopefully you're feeling this in your thigh muscles. And then release, relax your back, roll up, knock it out. Do now a stretch for the thigh, but it's also a balance pose. Left arm reaches forward, right hand catches the right ankle, thank you. And then keeping the knee, the right knee pointing down, use your back muscles, a little bit of your arm to keep pulling that right leg back. If this works for you, feel free to lean forward, kick the right heel up, Oh, and release. Just losing my balance because I was looking around. So remember when we're coming to a balance pose, I was trying to keep your eyes focused on one thing, on the floor, on the wall. Try not to look around. Then on the other side, the right standing leg's as straight as it can get. I'm leaning forward. You don't need to lean forward, but open up the left shoulder, push the left knee back and up, and then come out a bit. All right, let's get down to the floor. Do some seated poses. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, high plank, down to a low plank. Inhale, you can do cobra or sphinx or upward facing dog, it's up to you. And then you may pause through table, bring your knees to the ground before you push to downward facing dog. Walk out your dog, pushing your hips back over your ankles. And release. Come down to your knees, cross your ankles. And let's just do something that's easy and relaxing. Bring the soles of your feet together. Bring your hips close to your heels, so long as your knees don't float too far off the ground. Hold on to your feet, sit up tall, and then just let gravity work on your knees to pull further down. And slowly release. Now you can choose to do a four pose. I'll start with the left, well, the right side, I guess. So the stretch is on the right. The left foot stays out, the right ankle crosses the left thigh. And then you lean forward. You can also lie on the ground and just hug it in. I'll demonstrate that. Or if you like a little bit more, bring the left shin so it's parallel with the front of the mat and stack the right shin on top. Even if the right knee doesn't come all the way down, this is still a fine pose to stretch both hips at the same time. Make sure that you keep the shin tensioned so that the knee is secure and the stretches in the hip. So you're either in a four pose, a reclining four, or in the stacked log. Don't forget, in order to get something out of these poses, especially the longer held poses, you have to consciously relax those muscles that you want to stretch. So I'm sitting here and then I realized I was holding some tension in my knee and it was floating a little bit. I just had to relax it, and then I could feel everything open in sync. My hips opened up, and then I'm getting the stretch. And you might notice that if your mind starts to wander, then things start to tighten up again, because you think about things that get you agitated, and then muscles tend to tighten, especially hip muscles, core muscles. They tend to react a lot when you get agitated or upset. Let's switch sides. So if you're doing the 4 now, it's going to be your left ankle across your right shin, or sorry, your right thigh. Or if you're doing the stacked log pose, your left shin is on top of your right. If you're doing the stacked log pose, this will be a little bit easier because you've already stretched that left hip quite a bit in the previous pose. Don't forget to relax it. And then release, whether you're in the 4 pose or a stacked log. Come and do windshield wipers. Just smack it against the posts next to me. Not the ideal space. I wanted to do this in one of the meeting rooms, the large meeting room that would have had a lot of space there to people that come in a couple of days a week, and they work out of there organizing big meetings using the teleconference facilities. So I can't exactly go in there and use their space. That would not be very good. I know nobody uses this space, so I'm more or less free to invade. Extend your left foot. Take your right ankle and tuck it in next to your right hip. And then you may need to lean over to the side if the ankle or the toes or the knee is uncomfortable. Otherwise, scoot your hips over so you're as close as you can get to your ankle. And then if there's room, you can lean back. In my room, don't mean physical space around you. I mean if there's space in your thigh, if there's comfort in your lower back, then you can go deeper. Don't forget to, again, tuck your tailbone under. So imagine that the bowl of your pelvis, you're trying to bring it in line with your spine. Right now, it's probably tipping forward a little bit because of the tension in the thigh. So you got to tip it back. And then just hang out. To release, roll yourself over to the long leg side till all tension is gone from the knee. It just unfolds on its own. Ankles are rolled. I'm going to sit up on the left side, grab the left ankle. Give yourself a very good thigh stretch in front of the shin stretch too. Now, if you're one of those really flexible people that can come to lying on the floor here and you want a little bit more, when you're lying on the floor with your left ankle tucked in beside you, pick up your right knee and squeeze it into your chest. That will tip your tailbone back under and you'll get an increased stretch in the left side leg, or the left leg, not the left side of your leg. And to release, roll over to your right side, undo the leg, and stretch it out. We're coming close to the end. Want to do a relaxing pose for the veins of the leg. We're going to do legs up the wall. If you have a wall near you, you can slide yourself over to it. I will demonstrate by using one of these desks. I turn and jam my hips up against the wall. And then as I lie down, I flip my legs up and turn so that my feet are going straight up the wall. In this case, a desk, but whatever. You can do this with a desk or a couch at home as well. And then you can just lie here comfortably, letting the blood pressure in the veins in your legs release the little valves that for so long have worked hard to regulate the blood pressure in your legs, and that at some point give up and become varicose. This gives them release and relief. It is said that a few minutes a day of this can cure varicose veins. I say it is said because I haven't tried it, and I don't personally know of anybody who's been cured of varicose veins doing this. It certainly is relaxing though. And stretch your arms out to the side. Now, yeah, if you don't have a wall, you can always just reach up and grab the back of your thighs and just lie there like this. Or if you want more core exercise, you can just keep your legs up in the air. But this is very relaxing. And to come out of this, just tuck in your knees, give yourself a squeeze, and just roll out. You're away from the wall. Let's do a twist before we come into corpse pose. Take your left ankle, bring it around to the right side of your body. Your right foot crosses. Grab a hold of your knee, and then try to bring everything in line. So my left knee, my left shoulder, my right shoulder, and then I turn to the side. I'll demonstrate this because I have room to do that in this narrow room. Also sideways, my left heel, It's beside my right hip. Squeeze that in. I sit vertically, turning to the side. Leading with the right shoulder. You can see my fingertips are on the ground, not the palm of the hand that locks the shoulder. Release the hips so that that knee can just relax down to the floor. Don't pinch it up. And then turn. Engage your core. Keep the lower back safe and to get the twist into the mid back and the upper back. And keep leading with the right shoulder. Release, give yourself a counter twist. And then let's do it on the other side. Again, for something different, I'll demonstrate on this view. Right ankle next to the left hip. Left foot crosses. And remember, if you can't do this and have both sit bones on the ground, that foot's got to stay on the inside. And squeeze the knee over till it's in line with the other knee. Hug it. Oops, very close to the desk. That's okay. And then turn. Keep squeezing that knee into the body. Getting a stretch all down the side of the hip. Release, gentle counter twist. And then we're going to lie down for corpse pose. Move this so that I can hear it or see it. And before lying down, we're going to do a little bit of a core exercise, just for the fun of it, because we haven't done enough of those today. So you're lying down, arms are off the floor, and your legs are off the floor. That's it. Your head can be off the floor too. Just hold this pose, like a very low boat pose. Drop them down, extend. Repeat. Hopefully you've all done the nice core plank challenge too. And this is peanuts and easy for you. Release. One last time. Hands off the floor, feet off the floor. And release. Come to a corpse pose, Shavasana. Hands a good distance away from your hips. Let your feet roll open and just come to complete relaxation. Slowly bring some feeling back to your fingers and toes. Rolling your wrists and your ankles. If you like, stretch overhead. Big inhale. As you exhale, squeezing your knees, round your back, and roll around. And roll over to your right side. Lie there a little bit longer. Slowly push your way up to seated. Your head to hang. Back is rounded when you arrive at the front of your mat. Cross your knees the way for you that you think is not the usual. If you're a little bit less comfortable, I guess, rest your hands on your knees or in your lap. And slowly lengthen. Reach with the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Stretch, feel the head slide back to rest over the shoulders. Release the hips, let the natural curves of your back return. You're still sitting straight, nice and vertical, comfortable. Inhale, bring your hands together. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me.